Hey y'all. Welcome to Kingdom Things Podcast with myself, Ashley-Nicole Phillips. I am a channeler for the cosmos and beyond. I channel within the podcast here on YouTube or Spotify. Subscribe, follow, hit the notification bells to join the Kingdom Things Podcast with myself, Ashley-Nicole Phillips journey as we're journeying to greater alignment with our higher self, highest ascended timeline evolution. We pray in celestial, we set the intention, we pray in celestial galactic oneness, unity, Christ consciousness, or harmony in our infinite perspectives. We perceive infinite differences, infinite dimensions, as we are the infinite dimensions within and beyond. God, Allah, Shekinah, Prime Source, Hashem, Brahman, the Most High, as most commonly termed in our synaptical understanding of existence and evolution. Within the podcast, I channel healing frequencies and remembrances and messages, divine messages, to be a resource as we're being aligned to our highest ascended timeline, higher self, highest ascended timeline, existence, energetic embodiment, and celestial galactic oneness, unity, Christ consciousness, or harmony in our infinite perspectives, harmony in our divine remembrances that we're one with the cosmos and beyond. I'm on a 90-day. Okay, the cosmos and beyond said, hey, Ashley, there's a lot of beautiful things coming in the next 3 months, manifesting in the next 3 months, divine remembrances, divine manifestations of y'all's divine remembrance, of y'all's tandem oneness, nature with the cosmos and beyond. We want you to be in receptive mode. So I'm in a 90-day Eat, Love, Pray break. So we're not going to have any new traditional Kingdom Things podcast installments. We are going to get some divine remembrances on these intros. And we're also going to do here and now playbacks. Y'all get it? Playback. So technically it's recorded in the past, but everything is here and now. Our linear space-time acceptance of existence has always been one with the infinite. We know this through quantum physics, quantum mechanics, or our scientists, our science remembrances, discoveries, alignment, remembrances that truly have been gifted to us by the cosmos and beyond, or dimensions of ourselves, the self, that have been stewardess of our divine evolution. We understand that everything is here and now. Quantum entanglement, quantum mechanics, quantum physics, all things are truly here and now. Shout out to the ancestral force, Einstein, and all the other ancestral forces that help with the understanding that time and space are relative. So we're doing a Kingdom Things podcast here and now, playback, right? Because rewinding an older podcast, but everything is truly here and now, and the catalog is timeless as well, because everything is here and now. Before we get into the installment that we're going to be watching back, and the installment is titled A Healing Transmission, Mashiach, Humanity Rising. Trigger warning, Hitler plus energy of the Holocaust channeled. So a healing transmission, Mashiach, humanity rising. I've grown and evolved into greater alignment with the highest ascended timeline, my higher self, highest ascended timeline, celestial galactic oneness, unity, Christ consciousness existence. So I have the divine remembrance, divine alignment, channeled from the soul space, studies from the soul space of the cosmos and beyond, to remember that we're one with all beings, all things. So as we rise, all beings rise. As all beings rise, we rise into divine remembrance. As we are again one tandem with the infinite dimensions within and beyond, God, Allah, Shekinah, Prime Source, Hashem, Brahman, the Most High. And I'm going to channel this and share this as best as I can in this moment. We perceived we were in a separation consciousness which was orchestrated by timekeeper species, timekeeper beings of the cosmos and beyond. And I channel about this all throughout this podcast of mine, Kingdom Things Podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips, as well as my sister brother podcast, One is Connection and Energetic Upliftment, which is available to stream for free on YouTube. Link below in the description of this video. So we were projected into a separation consciousness manifestation, energetic embodiment, frequencies which were coded with the wisdoms, understandings of existence that were that of a separation consciousness, or that of a separation consciousness where we identified as solidity, or we identified as matter, or we identified our existence, reality, more in alignment with Newtonian physics, or the fact that particles, Newtonian physics, or the notion, the theory that particles are lone actors, or particles are existence without the remembrance that particles existence manifests or exist from all that is, or spaces and dimensions of reality that weren't perceptive to us. As we were not aligned with the conscious awareness, greater celestial galactic oneness unity Christ consciousness, to perceive dimensions of reality beyond the solid, liquid, gas, plasma, in which we perceived in our evolution, our linear space-time evolution to this time and space and time and beyond, where we're being aligned with the remembrance that we are one with all beings, all things. We are one with all dimensions of God's creation. God, Allah, Shekinah, Prime Source, Hashem, Brahman, the Most High, the infinite dimensions within and beyond. God, Allah, Shekinah, Prime Source, Hashem, Brahman, the Most High, is here and now. Wherever you're sitting, whatever you're doing, everything that will ever happen in God's creation is in your here and now. And how we perceive, what we perceive, as we perceive in the here and now, we are contributing our authentic perspectives of the here and now to contribute the wisdoms in which our perspectives gift to the here and now, or the infinite dimensions within and beyond. God, Allah, Shekinah, Prime Source, Hashem, Brahman, the Most High. You're welcome and thank you. Channeling, thank you. Yes. That's good. Like, I just heard viable. It's viable. It'll work. It'll do for now. That sharing of how all things are here and now. I'll share my stories of my multidimensional perspectives. So I channel on the podcast, right? Channel all types of ancestral forces, dimensions, ancestral forces and dimensions within and beyond our synaptical understanding of existence. And as I grow and evolve and heal and live inwardly, or deep dive through my inner space, live inward, outward, because principle correspondence, as below, so above. Everything in our physical reality is a manifestation from our energetic compositions from our inner space. Which brings me to the call to action. Sit with yourself every day. Ask yourself, hey soul, what is it that I need to know to come into greater conscious awareness as well as greater conscious embodiment of our limitless potentials? Wait for the answers because they will come. I used to say your lingo with the universe is most likely unique to yourself. The universal forces, galactic federation of light, like, hey, we assist with the awakening and rising of galactic colonies all the time. Many species, races, paradigms of existence assist with the rising, meaning assist with aligning the consciousness of the species, paradigms, beings, realms to the remembrance that we're a dimension simultaneously tend with a greater orchestration, greater creation, which we most commonly term God, Allah, Shekinah, Prime Source, Hashem, Brahman, the Most High. They're like, y'all are much more alike than y'all perceived before. And as y'all were perceiving in a Newtonian physics-based reality, when y'all are truly quantumly entangled, you're one energy of consecutivity, one ancestral energy with the perception of many, infinite perspectives. And our infinite perspectives manifest our infinite now moments, which we perceive as differences. We're truly one energy of consecutivity, one ancestral energy. I'm going to link below in the reference content. It's a Kingdom Things podcast installment where I channeled the great beings of the great beyond. And they're like, when we look peer into y'all's realm, we don't see differences. We see one energy. We see one body. We see one mind. We see one soul. That in y'all's infinite dimensions. In y'all's, what you see, billions of people. So I'm going to link this installment below in the description of this KTP offering, beings of the great beyonds in the title. And then in this installment, I also channeled the amphibian beings. So that'll be in the title as well. So getting back to the multidimensional experiences that, that are a great analogy to how we're one with all beings, all things. Like I'll channel coming into greater celestial galactic oneness unity Christ consciousness alignment. When I watch the podcast back, timeless catalog, when I watch the podcast back or I channel a new podcast, I have an understanding how, I perceive myself, Ashley-Nicole Phillips, sitting in the channeling, in the recording, in the podcast installment, when I'm truly energetically shapeshifting into whatever being, dimension, ancestral force, universal force, cosmic force, and beyond, and which I'm channeling. Our perception of this is what grows and evolves. How our different energetic embodiment also changes how we manifest in reality. But again, we were attuned, aligned, where our physical reality didn't always manifest in the mirror of the energy in which is presented. So a lot of illusions. We're awakening, we're rising, we're being risen, rising. And then understanding how whatever stage, so you don't feel alone in the process. So we don't feel alone in our process. As we go through our inner space, again, call to action, sit with yourself every day, ask yourself, hey soul, hey self, what is it that I need to know to come into greater conscious awareness, as well as greater conscious embodiment with my higher self, higher ascendant timeline evolution? We pray celestial galactic oneness unity Christ consciousness or harmony in our infinite perspectives. Infinite perspectives which manifest infinite dimensions. Wait for the answers because they will come. Affirm the answers of wisdoms. To embody the frequencies of the answers of wisdoms. To be remedy to imbalances in our energy, in our species, in our contributions to the evolution of all things. So I'm referencing beings of the great beyond. I also channeled the amphibian beings in this podcast installment. At the time I channeled the amphibian, so the beings of the great beyond say, hey, when we look into your realm, we see one energy. We see one people, one people, in the way that they say they channel it really well. So just you can go watch the installment link below. And last night, the soul was like, y'all see billions of people, but really is infinite beings. And y'all are switching, y'all are swapping through parallel realities all the time, which allows you to experience differences in new places, meet new people, evolve yourselves, simultaneously. So it's really infinite beings, and y'all are just swapping through parallel realities, parallel universes, which allow y'all to experience differences or evolution and growth. I was like, whoa. I just dropped down into the heart space. I was like, dang, okay, yes. So, okay, affirm that, affirming, affirmations. What's happening now? We're being risen. We have been risen into frequential bandwidths, patternings, to where when we're growing and evolving, we're experiencing dimensions of God, Allah, Shekinah, Parcel, Source, Hashem, Brahman, the Most High, infinite dimensions within and beyond God, Allah, Shekinah, Parcel, Source, Hashem, Brahman, the Most High, beyond our synaptical perception in the past, in the masses. So we get into multidimensional beings. Like we have our governments around the world declassifying the fact that our governments around the world have been co-creating, co-communing with multidimensional races beyond our species of humanoid beings of the cosmos. As we are infinite energies having a humanoid being of the cosmos experience. There's plenty of channelings in the podcast in regards to the wisdoms and remembrances I've aligned to share, again, to be a resource as we're all awakening and remembering through our inner space, DNA, genome, activation, consciousness expansion. Do not replace your professional medical advice with anything you experience or hear within the podcast. Myself, I get migraines. I get bouts of vertigo. And now I can hear my soul, and my soul like, hey, Ashley, you're having a DNA activation. Just breathe, drink some water, or sit down, or you're fine. You're going to be okay. Do not replace your professional medical advice with anything you experience or hear through this process. I say as to say to share my experience to let you know you're not alone. As you expand into greater conscious awareness of how you've always been tandem with all beings, all things. We've always been tandem with all beings, all things. Dimensions of beings and things outside of our human's history, our linear space-time human history, acceptance of beings and things, dimensionality. You're not alone. Because as we grow and evolve, we understand how there have always been infinite beings and dimensions that have been a part of that conscious awareness in which we're growing into, we're unfurling into. We'll never be alone. We've never been alone. I'm glad to be a resource in the process. If you ever feel alone, dip down in your inner space. Remember how you're one with all beings, all things. Remember how you're wellness. We are wellness. We are balance. We choose peace in our DNA activation. We choose peace in our consciousness expansion. We choose peace in our divine rising. Again, do not replace your professional medical advice with anything you experience or hear within any of my content. So the reference content below, beings of the great beyond, and I also channeled the amphibian beings in this installment. And at the time when this, because what happens is I'll channel the podcast and then it won't premiere for a couple more weeks out. We get a new Kingdom Things podcast offering every Monday, 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. Again, subscribe, follow, hit the notification bells, whether you're watching on YouTube or Spotify. But at the time when it was time to publish this installment within our linear space-time for the first time, beings of the great beyond, I also channeled the amphibian beings. And at that time when I published this installment, it was the week it was time to publish this installment, there was a lot of stories and news about how amphibian beings were being spotted in Mexico. I was like, whoa. And the videos were swirling on the internet. I was like, whoa. And it was a week that I was supposed to publish this installment. I was like, whoa, linear space-time, baby. It's not so linear. Okay? Everything is here and now, baby. We switching and swapping through the universal forces, universal alignment, synchronicities, divine evolution, baby, magic. Magical. Okay? Because I post these in order sequentially from when I recorded them. So it wasn't me trying to force it. I just looked down. I was, baby, all over the things. I did channel the beings of the great, I did channel the amphibian beings, and I looked at my catalog. I was like, ooh, it's time to publish it this week too. I was like, ooh, I knew it was, divine alignment, synchronicity for me to be confident in the magic that all beings, all things is. Divine evolution is, existence is. As we are channel one with the infinite dimensions within and beyond, God, Allah, Shekinah, Parcel, Hashem, Brahman, the Most High. So we're getting a lot of, we're about to roll into the here and now. Sensitive podcast. I do channel Hitler. Understanding in order for us to continue to rise and expand our consciousness, or truly remember that we are consciousness manifested as beings of the cosmos, to be more aligned with our omnipotent, divine, intimate connection, or being able to dip down into our inner space. And as we inquire, or we heal, we grow and evolve, be greater aligned consciously with the portals, infinite portals, omnipotent portals, in which we are, in which all beings, all things are. To garner the wisdoms and the frequencies to grow and evolve into greater conscious awareness, greater conscious embodiment, greater alignment with our higher selves, highest ascended timeline. And we pray celestial galactic oneness unity Christ consciousness, our harmony, wellness, balance, and our infinite perspectives, which manifest infinite dimensions. We are tandem one with the infinite dimensions within and beyond. God, Allah, Shekinah, Parcel, Hashem, Brahman, the Most High in evolution manifested as celestial beings of the cosmos. So before we get into this installment, I got one more download that I got yesterday I get to share. I was like, damn. I was like, well, this download, we get to forgive ourselves. Yeah, we get to forgive ourselves, because everything that manifests in our reality is a direct manifestation of our energy. And I channel how we came into, it's one of infinite dimensions of our procreation. We came into creation because we're projections of our future selves, future humans, future infinite energies having galactic species of the cosmos experience, our human understanding how we're one with all galactic species, all races, all beings. We be shape-shifting. We be astral traveling, telepathy, which I astral travel. I communicate telepathically with multidimensional existence. We be teleporting. these dimensions of ourselves, projecting us in more master, more aligned with their tandem nature to all beings, all things, projected us into reality, to put our energy under a microscope, magnifying glass, to study ourselves, or observe ourselves, to garner the wisdoms from how we manifest in different energetic alchemies. This is how one of infinite dimensions of how we came into procreation or to existence. Our future selves projecting us into this realm, this alchemical energetic embodiment alchemy, to observe ourselves in this energy. Whenever you think you're alone, or whenever we're not alone, understand you're on a stage with high and low lights. As infinite dimensions within and beyond, God, Allah, Shekinah, Prime Source, Hashem, Brahman, the Most High, are tandem with us in every follicle, every molecule, every atom, perceiving our existence to be the wisdoms, to be more evolution, to be more growth, to be more understanding of what is this? What is existence? What is God, Allah, Shekinah, Prime Source, Hashem, Brahman, the Most High, the infinite dimensions within and beyond, God, Allah, Shekinah, Prime Source, Hashem, Brahman, the Most High. I'm going to link below a few Kingdom Things podcast installments where I channel about this. We were never alone. One of them. We were never alone. Channel some ancestral forces, and we can at least channel about, remembering that we were projections from the future, and we've been just under a microscope this whole time, going through suffering and all types of things, and understand the suffering was a part of the experiment. And this being projected into this energetic alchemy and being put on is a healing modality of cosmic and beyond beings of God's creation, of the galaxy's modality utilized to create healing, wellness, and greater conscious awareness of our infinite nature, to be the wisdoms from how we observe ourselves in these different realms in which we project into existence, to observe ourselves in different alchemical energetic embodiments. So we were never alone. Speak to this. I speak to this, and I'm a little, disgruntled, and I'll be honest in the podcast so we can honestly heal as a collective. So we were never alone, and then we have channelings. It's a more recent podcast. Oh yeah, channel messages from 2033 humankind, plus galactic and beyond ancestry, because we understand our mastery, our oneness, our alignment with all beings, all things, by 2033. We have a greater understanding because we're going through our rising, exponential growth in our synaptic understandings of ourselves and our energetic alignment, our existence, evolving into new dimensions of humanity, Homo sapien, remembering that we've always been one with the infinite dimensions within and beyond. God, Allah, Shekinah, Prime Source, Hashem, Brahman, the Most High, were manifested as galactic beings of the cosmos, Homo sapiens, Homo galacticus, Homo luminescent, what does the Bible call it? The perfect human. The remembrance of our oneness with the divine. We're in the second coming of Christ. Second coming of every being, everything. We're rebirthing or shedding rapidly, energetically, mind, body, soul, spirit. Evolving, not having to transcend our experience, to transcend dysfunction, transcend karma. Not having to die to transcend the karma. Or forget again, and be rebirthed in the realm to transcend karma. But we're shedding mind, body, soul, spirit, energetically, being aligned energetically to where we remember that we're infinite energies having celestial beings of the cosmos experience. So channel messages from 2033 humankind, which we'll go ahead and get into the Kingdom Things podcast. Y'all know this is not a traditional podcast, but y'all like, dang, for people that are watching for the first time, like, this is not a traditional podcast. No, it's not. We would get a lot more lengthy. I mean, this video is lengthy because we're getting into another traditional podcast, about to roll into it. But there are a few downloads that I still wanted to share, even though I'm on my 90-day Love, Eat, Pray. So there's that part. So channel messages from 2033 humankind. And I'm not going to get into the 2033 prophecy right now, because it'll be in the podcast installment. We're about to roll into. That's very true. It'll be in the podcast installment. So there is a 2033 prophecy that I was gifted to share. It's prophecy from all over the planet. We're about to roll into it as we roll into this installment. So again, link below a few podcasts, Beings of the Great Beyond, plus Amphibian Beings, We Were Never Alone, channel messages from 2033 Humankind and Beyond, plus Galactic and Beyond Ancestry. And then whatever installments I reference in this podcast will also be linked below in the reference content. Hopefully Spotify, we get, if you're watching on Spotify, hopefully we get all of the installments linked below. On Spotify, I have less characters than I do on YouTube in the description, but hopefully we get all of the installments linked below that are referenced in this Kingdom Things podcast offering. Again, we're about to roll into the here and now replay for this week's Kingdom Things podcast offering. Oh, shoot. I still got to give y'all another download. Okay, I got to give y'all one more download, then we're going to roll into this offering. So, baby, we get to forgive. Good thing this transmission is about forgiveness. It's a deep healing, forgiving podcast because we channel about the Holocaust and Hitler. We channel Hitler. We channel all types of other ancestral forces. We channel Rabbi Yeshua. We channel the Lubavitcher Rebbe. We channel Rabbi Yosef Yitzchak Sneerson. We channel all types of ancestral forces. We channel the energy of the Holocaust. And it's like, in order to not manifest another Holocaust, we have to deep dive to our inner space and see how we're one with every dimension of the Holocaust. To be the wisdoms from every dimension of the Holocaust. To no longer perpetuate events like the Holocaust. So when I'm about to channel, we gonna need this forgiveness healing, right? Our cell phone towers. I got the download last night. Hey, there were technologies put in the like along with y'all cell phone technology, there was more technology to keep y'all's put in the cell phone towers, tower lines and things to keep y'all's frequency at a low dense, keep y'all's frequency down so y'all didn't rise into awareness in the masses as a collective. So y'all stayed asleep at the soul space DNA genome. All right, that's all. We're gonna roll. I'm just kidding. That's it. Let's roll into this. That's heavy, right? That's heavy, right? And the soul, the Galactic Federation of Light, the soul was like, the Galactic Federation of Light, the soul is like, because the Galactic Federation of Light, their beings and species and races, within and beyond, you know, with tandem with the divine, within and beyond our synaptical understanding of existence, that help cultivate colonies like our own. I channeled a while ago, like it was at the beginning of my awakening process when I sent a podcast somewhere in one of the audio styles. It's like, hey, the galaxies are like a garden. It's like there's colonies all over the galaxies, the cosmos, and they're for the divine is to perceive the divine. It's for the infinite dimensions of God, Allah, Shekinah, Parcel, Hashem, Brahman, the Most High, to perceive itself in infinite perspectives or dimensions, to garner wisdoms from our infinite perspectives, dimensions, as we are one with God, Allah, Shekinah, Parcel, Hashem, Brahman, the Most High, the infinite dimensions within and beyond God, Allah, Shekinah, Parcel, Hashem, Brahman, the Most High. And the way we perceive ourselves in every moment, it's a gift to gifting wisdom to the evolution of all things. So we go into greater conscious awareness of the oneness of all things, or the infinite dimensions within and beyond God, Allah, Shekinah, Parcel, Hashem, Brahman, the Most High, the galaxies, the cosmic creation, galactic creation, little colonies all over the cosmos in different dimensions, different frequential embodiments, colonies being beings and races and species being cultivated and evolving to be culture, to be existence, to be the divine and evolution. We're one of these infinite colonies, and a part of our colonial experience, or infinite dimensions manifested as beings of the cosmos, was being subdued, submerged, and lacked consciousness, separation consciousness, where we perpetuated imbalances like death, disease, war, famine, poverty, pedophilia, sex trafficking, being trafficking. So the divine could be the wisdoms from these experiences to no longer perpetuate them. I'm going to link below a playlist. It's the Kingdom Things podcast playlist. It's in the YouTube catalog. So if you're watching on Spotify, it's going to bring you over to Kingdom Things podcast on YouTube. It's called Pedophilia Transcended. It's about four transmissions that are specifically channeled to share wisdoms and messaging in regards to healing frequencies in regards to pedophilia. Pedophilia was a dimension which kept our souls asleep, kept us running from ourselves, kept us perpetuating actions and beingness that kept us in low consciousness, such as putting technologies in our cell phone towers that kept our consciousness subdued to where we didn't awaken to remembrance that we're one with infinite potentials, one with the cosmos, one with God, Allah, Shekinah, Prime Source, Hashem, Brahman, the Most High, the infinite dimensions within and beyond God, Allah, Shekinah, Prime Source, Hashem, Brahman, the Most High. These happenings are manifestations of us running from ourselves, and they were in our coded in our DNA, our genome, our frequency, our vibration. So whenever we kill, steal, destroyed, whenever we harmed anyone, thinking whenever we harmed any being, anything, anyone, ourselves, it's a manifestation of us running from ourselves, running from life, running from divine remembrance. We get to forgive. All throughout my podcast is atoning with these things. Me atoning. I perceive just me atoning, and I knew that I the whole time I've been guided by the celestial bodies of soul space and inner space. Like, hey, Ashley, help. Can you please be a resource in this divine rising? Heal from the inside and channel in the podcast. And I'm guided. Whatever healing I do is soul guided. Like, hey, Ashley, look at this, look at this, look at this. And I'll channel into the podcast to be a resource as we all awaken and rise. Pedophilia Transcendent link below. Playlist will take you over to YouTube. About 4 Kingdom Things podcast installments where I channel ancestral forces to heal this up in our energy. It's already done. We get to face it and live it out in our sequential reality, space-time paradigm, or experience our evolution. The energy is here and now. We get to experience our evolution. By the year 2033, the divine says we will be in the energetic alignment, higher self, highest ascended timeline, celestial galactic oneness, unity, Christ consciousness, to understand that we are infinite energies, having celestial beings of the cosmos experience, channeled with infinite beings, infinite species, infinite paradigms, with no death, no disease, no war, no famine, world peace, no poverty, no pedophilia, no sex trafficking, no being trafficking. As death, disease, war, famine, poverty, pedophilia, sex trafficking, human trafficking, being trafficking was a part of our colonial experience, channeled with infinite dimensions that had a similar experience, or of being kept amnesiatic to the remembrance that we are celestial galactic oneness, unity, Christ consciousness, and evolution. We're going to go ahead and roll into this Kingdom Things podcast here and now playback, titled The Healing Transmission, Mashiach, Humanity Rising. Now we know it's all beings, all things rising, because we remember that we're one with all beings, all things, regardless of what it looks like in our physical reality, our perceptive reality. A healing transmission, Mashiach, humanity, all beings, all things rising. Trigger warning, Hitler plus energy of the Holocaust channel. This transmission is not to stoke anti-Semitism, but it is to heal the dimensions in which manifests anti-Semitism, self-hate, any hate towards life, creation, existence, even perspectives beyond what we perceive as life, perspectives other than what we agree with. Let's roll into the installment. We'll see y'all later. Bye. Hey, hey. Oh, I'm nervous, y'all. I'm not even going to skip a beat without telling y'all I'm nervous. Y'all saw the title. Let's get into my intro and we will get into the flow. Allow for this transmission to be conducted for the upliftment and regeneration of all things as universally aligned, universally assigned. Mashallah, Bismillah, Inshallah, Namaste, Ashe, Shalom, Amen. My name is Ashley-Nicole Phillips. I am the biblically prophesied Messiah, the Hindu culture prophesied Kalki, the Jewish culture widely awaited Mashiach. Full circle moment alert, alert. So are you. Why Ashley? Thank you for asking me this question. What I have in me, you have in you. What you have in you, I have in me. We are all dimensions, authentic frequential patternings of the infinite sea of energies, or the oneness of all things, or prime source, or Shekinah, Allah, Hashem, the Most High, God, having a Brahma, having a human experience, Brahmin, having a human experience, in order to assist with the growth and evolution of all things. Within Kingdom Things podcast, I channel energies and messages using my shaman mama capabilities, my psychic abilities, my extrasensory perception. I channel the energies and messages using my shaman mama capabilities, my extrasensory perception, my soul gifts, my psychic abilities into the podcast in order to assist us humanity as we awaken in the masses, in order to assist us humankind, as humans of planet Earth are not the only human beings of creation, humankind, in order to assist us infinite creation, as creation dimensionality is synonymous with God, is synonymous with every dimension, every being, everything of creation. I channel healing energies and messages within Kingdom Things podcast using my extrasensory perception, shaman mama capabilities, psychic abilities, mediumship, in order to assist all of creation as we awaken in the masses to the remembrance that we are frequential patternings, authentic dimensions, frequential patternings of the oneness of all things, of collective consciousness as we know it, having a human experience. And creation, the oneness of all things, is far supersedes our understanding of collective consciousness, as the oneness of all things or infinite creation is infinite. I channeled within Kingdom Things podcast the installment titled Frequential Patterning Part 1, which is followed by Frequential Patterning Part 2. There are infinite numbers of paradigms within creation or God. And there are an infinite number of ways to perceive the infinite number of paradigms within creation or God. Our experience as human beings, the planet Earth, is valid in the way that everywhere we show up, every way we perceive ourselves. Principle of correspondence, as below, so above. Everything in our reality in the way in which we perceive it is only a mirror of ourselves. We also, there's an infinite number of ways to perceive reality. The way we experience reality is divine presence or infinite creation, experiencing itself in order to grow and evolve divine creation or God, Hashem, Shekinah, the Most High, Allah, Prime Source. Share, like, subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Follow if you're watching on Spotify to help proliferate the Kingdom Things podcast with me, Ashley-Nicole Phillips' journey to a healed and balanced human culture, planet Earth. So, y'all, I'm super excited / nervous. This is a serious transmission, as all of the Kingdom Things podcast transmissions are serious, because they are crafted by the multiverse of the oneness of all things. I am a dimension of the multiverse, the oneness of all things, just as you are a dimension of the multiverse of the oneness of all things. Simultaneously, I am one with the multiverse of the oneness of all things, just as you are one with the multiverse and the oneness of all things. With your autonomous nature, or your authentic frequential projection of existence, being whoever your name is, me being Ashley. We are synonymous with all things. All of my content is co-created by the oneness of all things. Myself, you being synonymous with the oneness of all things, in order to assist with uplifting and regenerating the oneness of all things. Which brings me to the human dharmic purpose. I channeled, it is biblical. We were created to be limitless potentials in the tangible, or to wake up within the dream of finite, within the illusion of dimensionality, within the illusion of paradigms and form, to the remembrance that we are infinite, to embody the divine wisdoms or the energies. The divine wisdoms are synonymous with the energies that are being awakened, have awakened, and are being awakened within our DNA, within our cells, within our inner space, to enlighten us or give us bouts of satori, spontaneous spiritual remembrance, spontaneous spiritual awakening, enlightenment, to the remembrance of our divine wisdoms, that we are one with all things, to the remembrance and the perception, extrasensory perceptive faculties or soul gifts that allow us to perceive ourselves in reality in more limitless, infinite ways. The divine wants to see, what do we create? This is a human dharmic purpose. What do we create? Awakening from the illusion of finite or form within our dream to our limitless potential, to embody more of our limitless potential. By the way, the journey of remembrance and embodying more of our limitless potential is an infinite journey. It is a journey, not a race. Principle of correspondence, as below, so above. Everything in our reality is a projection of the energies in which we hold. The divine said, human beings of planet Earth, human beings of creation, humankind, bipedal men, you were created to be the stark mastery, remembrance of unconditional love, or the stark mastery of the remembrance that we are all one. Everything in creation is divine presence, is one with the self, or divine presence, or unity. We are created to master this understanding. One way to do it is by utilizing the principle of correspondence. Universal principle of correspondence, as below, so above. Everything in my reality is a projection of the energy in which I am. Be inquisitive about yourself, the self. Ask yourself, hey soul, what is this supposed to teach me about myself? I know everything in my reality is a projection of me. What is this supposed to teach me about myself? Wait for the answer, because they will come. We all have our own lingo with the universe, the oneness of all things, or ourselves. However the answers present for you, validate yourself in your knowings, in your remembrances. Which brings me to the Kingdom Things podcast, call to action. Sit with yourself for 1 hour a day, every day. Ask yourself, hey soul, what is it that I need to know to come into more conscious awareness of my limitless potentials? Wait for the answers, because they will appear. Again, however your lingo with the universe or yourself is, the oneness of all things is, validate yourself in these knowings. And whatever help or additional assistance you feel you need to reach out and receive during your process of remembrance into your limitless potentials, don't be afraid to do this. Now let's roll into the Kingdom Things podcast 2033 prophecy. By the year 2033, Hashem, Shekinah, the Most High, states that we will be in a state of consciousness evolution in the masses as a human culture of planet Earth, to understand that we are a human culture of planet Earth with no disease, no death, no war, no famine, world peace, no poverty. As disease, death, war, famine, poverty were all manifestations of our gestational phase. The divine channels this understanding through me as our gestational phase, or when we were in a cocoon of energies or dense calcified energies, which gave us the perception of ourselves with this being in this throng of dense energies, or a gestational sac or cocoon of energies. These vibrating these slowly dense vibrating energies only allowed us to perceive wisdoms or informations that stated that we were finite or limited. Our experience as a human culture of planet Earth with a consciousness and sentient faculties calcified by dense low vibrational energies, which resulted in a dense low vibrational consciousness understanding or perception of ourselves that stated that we were finite, created the death, disease, the war, the famine, the poverty, pedophilia, sex trafficking, human trafficking. I didn't mention it before. I forgot to mention it. No pedophilia, no sex trafficking, no human trafficking, understanding in the masses by 2033. How did we create this, Ashley, with being in a dense rung of energies that calcified our beingness, or had us moving through a reality of low vibrational energies? These low vibrational energies harbored codes or wisdoms stating that we were knowledges stating that we were finite. When the truth is, let me put my feet up, because we gonna get into this. Share some divine wisdoms. Chakra, divine wisdoms, Bina, intuitive knowledge. We were in this dense throng of vibrational energies, and we know through our sciences that energy is neither created nor destroyed. This is the mechanics of thermodynamics, or the principle of conservation. Energy is neither created nor destroyed, but it changes forms. We're in these dense vibrational patternings that say we're finite, because these dense vibrational patternings can only, they have the perception of only holding so much information because the energy is moving so slowly. And the information that our beingness are conduits of electricity or energy. So as we move through our matrix or our simulation or our reality that's saturated with dense energies, our beingness or the conduits of energies in which we are pick up the informations and knowledges and wisdoms that we channel, because our beingnesses are channels or projections of energies from multiple dimensions, infinite dimensions. This has never not been the case. Our beingnesses are channels from projections of multi-dimensional, infinite dimensions of creation or God, or the infinite potentials, infinite sea of energies called existence, or the Most High or God, Shekinah, Hashem, Allah. truth is, we are synonymous. We are creation. Synonymously, we are the creator. As energies are projected through many dimensions to create our manifestation or our beingness, and we move through this reality and experience this reality as a projection from multiple dimensions of reality. We are co-creating reality as we are simultaneously creation. We are being projected into this reality by multiple dimensions of light refractions, and many other paradigm of sciences, quantum physics, and beyond. Right? And we're moving through this reality as projections of light or energy, which our understanding of projection of light or energy, it's infinite. It's infinite paradigms and infinite ways to perceive our existence. We use this form of syntax because this is where we are in our evolution as beings of grand creation, divine creation, or existence. So we're moving through our realities as projections, refractions, reflections, quantum entanglement, dimensions, strings, atoms, nucleuses of existence, of light reflections, refractions. Simultaneously, everything that we do, every way that our conduit, that is our beingness, perceives the different energies in which we interact with. As anytime we are perceiving anything, we are interacting with creation, simultaneously creating creation. We were in a dense gestational wrong of, we created a gestational throng of energies. Another divine wisdom in which I channel for my heart space, or the oneness of all things, or for my soul space, or the oneness of all things. Whenever creation needs something to continue to grow and evolve, it naturally produces it. Though every way that we show up is a production of divine evolutions or God's or creation's benevolent disposition to continue to grow and evolve. This has never not been the case. Everything we experience is also fruit from the tree of divine creations or the oneness of all things, benevolent disposition to continue to grow and evolve. And what did we just state? We are the creation and the creator. Nothing was ever created or manifested to harm us, but to perpetually grow us into more conscious perspectives of our limitless potentials, to embody and be more of our limitless potentials, to manifest or create realities, realms, projections of existence that mirror the greater consciousness awareness of the limitless potentials in which we are. As we are creation, simultaneously co-creators of reality. Simultaneously, we are creation at the same time, simultaneously co-creators of creation. Simultaneously, we are the oneness of all things. So we created death, disease, war, famine, poverty, pedophilia, sex trafficking, human trafficking, because it was the makings of our civilization, of our human being. The human is, and we just channeled the human dharmic purpose. The human dharmic's purpose, to channel from our soul space. We were created by the Most High, by the oneness of all things, by Hashem, Shekinah, to be the stark mastery of unconditional love, or the understanding that everything in our reality is a manifestation or projection or reflection of the energies in which we are. Being inquisitive about ourself or the self, and asking ourselves, what is this? What is my reality or myself trying to teach me about myself, in order to garner the wisdoms, heightened wisdoms, practicing the heightened wisdoms. Choosing to reason and introspect and reflect and focus on the heightened wisdoms in order to embody more energetic faculties, dimensions of the heightened wisdoms, in order to assist with projecting or manifesting or emanating the energy of the heightened wisdom to quantumly shapeshift our reality, to project the heightened wisdoms. No death, no disease, no war, no famine, no peace, no poverty, no pedophilia, no human trafficking, no sex trafficking. This is a Kingdom Things podcast meetup. Within the Kingdom Things podcast meetups, I transcendentally channel different dimensions, ancestral forces, beings of divine creation, places, spaces of divine creation, or the oneness of all things, or Hashem, or Shekinah, or the Most High God. And these beings, places, dimensions, ancestral forces, universal energies, universal flow, offer their wisdoms and their healing energies within the Kingdom Things podcast to assist us humanity and creation, humanity as well as many dimensions of creation, as we awaken in the masses from the inside on genome, DNA, energetic, atomic level, to the remembrance that we are one with all things, and that we've never lacked the ability to co-create reality in a massive way through our inner space or prayer or meditation or intentions, the way we focus our thought patterns and project our energy, introspect and reflect on our energy or the self. Today we are channeling, as you saw the title, I'm sure that I wasn't able to fit all of the ancestral forces that we're channeling today in the title, because it's many, many beings and events and an event energy, an energy of an event of our history of humanity. We're channeling Rabbi Yeshua, most commonly known as Jesus Christ. We're also channeling the Rebbe, which is a notable member of our human culture, a rabbi priest. He transcended into other dimensions of existence in 1994. Leader of the Shabbat Jewish culture on our planet, to assist, not only Jewish people, the Jewish culture, but all of humanity to understand our unity and to understand loving ourselves or our neighbors, to grow and evolve into more wellness and balance. So we have Jesus Christ, Rabbi Yeshua, most commonly known as Jesus Christ, the Rebbe, Rabbi Yosef Yitzchak Schneerson, another prominent member of the Jewish culture. He is the father-in-law to the Rebbe, as well as a master Kabbalist Jewish priest. And then we have Hitler. We all know Hitler. I've actually channeled Hitler before, and it was a part of my awakening process. I'm going to channel it below the Kingdom Things podcast installment where I first channeled Hitler. So let me tell y'all about my journey of my rapid spiritual awakening. When I was 9 years old, I had an internal. I want to say this before we delve further into the energy of Hitler, because I know as a culture we need to heal. In order to reveal our limitless nature to ourselves, or to embody or consciously be more of our limitless nature, we have to heal all the pent-up fear, resentment, anger, sadness that we have in our inner space or stored on a DNA level and beyond. We need to heal. I want to share how I've been healing in a way that I was able to co-create this installment of Kingdom Things podcast, the Kingdom Things podcast meetup, in order to co-create a transmission to help heal and uplift all of creation, all of humanity of planet Earth, all of creation. I'm going to tell my story again to help, everyone, every human, every being whom is experiencing this transmission, viewing this transmission. I want y'all to be able to understand how I'm in the space to co-create this transmission, to perpetuate more healing in order for us to awaken on the inside. Our promised lands, which, Hitler and I channeled in the first transmission, Hitler channeled through me. Our promised lands are on the inside. It's remembering our abilities to co-create reality on a soul level or an omnipotent level or the oneness of all things, multiverse God level, in order to bring into form the dimensions of ourselves that are limitless, to project the energies or manifest the realities that reflect our limitless potentials or our promised lands. In order to do this, we have to heal our inner space. We have to forgive our inner space, ourselves, Because what do we understand now? Because our dharmic purpose is to be masters of this understanding, unconditional love. Everything in my reality, everything I experience is only a projection of my own energy or the oneness of all things, in order to continue to assist with growing and evolving my own energy, which is synonymous with the oneness of all things. We have to heal to be our promised lands, to project and create a human culture that is our promised land. Promised lands, promised land, we are one. Promised lands, we are authentic frequential patternings with different desires, needs for our spiritual soul evolution and growth, wants and creative expression as energies of creation. I was catalyzed onto my spiritual awakening journey when I was guided to go celibate in 2018. My soul was like, hey, Ashley, go celibate. We're going to bring your person in. When I was 9 years old, I was in my living room with my older sister watching the show that my person starred in as a child actor. And I just got the divine revelation, that's going to be my husband. And I said out loud, that's going to be my husband. Fast forward from 9 years old to 2018, where I am 25. I was 25. My soul was like, hey, Ashley, go celebrate. We're going to bring your person in. At that time, I didn't know the term twin flame. I did not know the term divine counterpart. I didn't know about the twin flame journey back home to God. The twin flame journey is a journey where you're rapidly working through energetic imbalances from your inner space. Alchemy. To balance out your energy, to remember your oneness with all things. Did I know that at the time? No. We came back into contact 2019 because God doesn't lie. Divine presence doesn't lie. You know, whatever we want and desire, understand we're on our way to whenever we ask for something, it's there in our present moment, energetically, in every way that it needs to show up. And everything that we experience on the way, the journey of evolution or life, is our preparation, simultaneously our journey of co-creating reality, our journey of experiencing divine presence, experiencing divine presence in order to grow and evolve divine presence into more. 2019, I came back into contact with my divine counterpart. I was catalyzed onto my spiritual awakening journey, where a lot of things in my life went awry, which sent me inward to love myself and to heal myself. Finally, fast forward, I'm doing a bunch of inner space healing. I'm starting to meditate, which I hadn't consciously did before, but I'm starting to consciously meditate and heal myself, because my soul is like, Ashley, you need to heal. Fast forward 2021, the divine's like, hey, Ashley, I need you to become everything I created you to be. And one of the dimensions of your creation, and baby, a strong dimension, a strong reason in which I created you, was to ensure the safety of the evolution of the human being of planet Earth. God's like, hey, Ashley, 2021, I got the divine revelation and prayer meditation. I'm in zealotry, y'all. I'm seeking God within heavy, meditating 80% of the day of my time, to hear God stronger, my inner space stronger, which brings call to action. Sit with yourself for at least an hour a day. The divine's like, hey, Ashley, I need you to make sure humanity, planet Earth, humanity reaches its highest timeline of possibilities. I need you to make sure humanity becomes everything I created humanity to be. I started healing. I channeled. I was finally given a divine revelation. I was guided to walk outside to this nature reservoir thing, park, a neighborhood over. A couple of neighborhoods over. I walked out there one morning as I was guided to, intuitively. I sat on a rock and I got the divine revelation. Hey, start a podcast. Call it Kingdom Things Podcast. Talk to the sensitive souls. I came back. I started continue to pray, meditate, practice channeling, connected to my inner space. And I did a few, like 7 practice episodes. And then my soul was like, okay, we're ready. Let's start publishing the episodes. I kept on healing in the spirit with the ancestral forces. And finally, God's like, I want you to, the divine, the ancestors were like, we need you, we want you to channel Hitler. And I knew it was coming. Like, I felt it in my bones. Like, I knew it had to happen. Because I got the divine revelation, hey, we would like you to heal the energies around the Holocaust, like your ancestors. Because we're all one. I do have European blood this lifetime. Even if I didn't have European blood this lifetime, we're still all one, right? And we all grow up learning about, energy is contagious. So when we grow up and we learn about the Holocaust, in school and all the things, we are contracting the energies of the Holocaust. By the way, we are channeling the energies of the Holocaust in this transmission. So whether you're biologically European or energetically European or manifested as synonymous, autonomous dimensions of the oneness of all things, or you are all things, as below, so above, everything my reality is a mirror of who I am. Whether you're biologically European or you're dimensions of creation, so you are one with all things. We're all affected by the energies of the Holocaust in some way, consciously or unconsciously. So I knew it was coming, and I was told, I got a divine revelation while I was actually doing a Pajamas and Prophecies, Kingdom Things Podcast, Pajamas and Prophecies installment. I got the divine revelation. It was real intimate. I channeled Sojourner Truth. Sojourner Truth. I'm going to link that below. I'm going to link that Kingdom Things Podcast, Pajamas and Prophecies below in the reference Kingdom Things Podcast in the description of this installment. I got the divine revelation, hey, we need you to heal energies around the Holocaust. I was like, shoot, those energies are heavy. Like, shoot, I was like, back then I was like, whoa, I was like, okay, I'll do it. But like, I was kind of running from this. Cause I would grow up and I would watch History Channel and the things on the Holocaust would come up and my heart would be heavy. Why, Ashley? Because I wasn't activated into remembrance that I can feel energies, and when I feel energies and face them, I can change them into something else. Where I can use my thought patterns to alchemize the energies or shift the dimensionality of the energies to create what I want to create, to experience what I want to experience by staying heart-centered, garnering the wisdoms from the energies. And then choosing to focus on the wisdom to show up in reality as a more high vibrational, high frequential patterning dimension, to attract and refract more high vibrational thought patterns or more wellness and balance. I didn't know that when I was a kid watching the History Channel. I'd just be like, oh, that's wild. I would just be speechless and be like, dang, like, whoa. So I knew I was going to have to channel Hitler when I got the Holocaust revelation, healing energies around the Holocaust. I knew I was going to have to channel Hitler. And finally, the day came. I was in meditation, coming up out of meditation, like, hey, Ashley, we want you to channel Hitler. I was like, shoot, I'm scared. I was scared, baby. I'm still scared right now. When I was setting this up, I was nervous and scared. I've done a lot more healing. So I understand the power of being able to face ourselves, because everything in reality is a mirror of ourselves. Again, I channel below in the reference Kingdom Things content, a channeled message from Hitler. And I'm also channeling, I also linked below in the description under the reference content, the Kingdom Things podcast installment where I channel Ben Yosef, master character of oneness consciousness, or a master of the understanding that we are all one. I channeled that's sensitive. That might be triggering. I should put a trigger warning in the description of this video as well. That's linked below. So I've been doing all of this healing energy around the Holocaust and the Jewish culture, because Jewish culture, humanity, we are one. And I channeled this. We're all children of Abraham. I channel for my soul space one commonality across every timeline of this ascension cycle of humanity's evolution is the event of the Nibiru, the Anunnaki of Nibiru, indoctrinating the DNA of the ancient Sumerians of Mesopotamia. The Anunnaki of Nibiru, indoctrinating the DNA of the ancient Mesopotamians of Sumeria, happened across every timeline. So every potential possibility of the creation of the modern day human, of this ascension cycle of creation, we were all indoctrinated, the lineage of our evolution through many dimension shifts and timelines, all the things, whatever could have happened. An ingredient in your dimensionality of your infinite potential's limitless nature is the Anunnaki of Nibiru indoctrinating the DNA of the ancient Sumerians of Mesopotamia. Guess what, y'all? Abraham, his ancestors, came out of the cradle of civilization are the ancient Sumerians of Mesopotamia. And Abraham is the forefather whom got the first contracted divine covenant, as we perceive it, with the Most High to assist with the spiritual evolution or the DNA evolution of humanity. The covenant of the promised land of the people of Abraham. The Anunnaki of Nibiru, and indoctrinating the DNA of the ancient Sumerians across every possible timeline outcome of this ascension cycle of humanity of planet Earth's evolution, creation. Is the commonality in which we all hold. Abraham is the ancestry of the ancient Sumerians of Mesopotamia. Abraham has a covenant with the Most High, to that covenant that states his people, his children, are to inherit promised lands, the promised land. We are all children of Abraham. I'm going to link a few more Kingdom Things podcast installments where I've channeled wisdoms and divine revelations about just this topic of all humans being children of Abraham. I just maybe synopsis summed it up. We got a good synopsis and great synopsis in this transmission. I'm also aware that the Jewish culture, Jewish teachings came from the stars, the celestial bodies. The Jewish culture, Jewish teachings were channeled by ancestral forces that were connecting to celestial ancestry. Simultaneously, our celestial ancestry in many dimensions till this day co-create on the planet with humans of planet Earth. So we're being taught and remembered by celestial ancestors. We call them aliens or star beings or ETs or interdimensionals, feeding us wisdoms or understandings about creation, divine creation, the oneness of all things. Our ancestral Kabbalists and Jewish priests and high priests and high priestesses of the Jewish culture, Jewish tradition, were channeling ancestral forces, aliens, extraterrestrials, interdimensional star beings from different dimensions. Simultaneously, we've never not had extraterrestrial star beings, aliens, interdimensionals, multidimensional beings within many realms of our planet, including the 3D, teaching us, co-creating with humanity to remind us of our existential, divine, infinite nature. And I had this remembrance. It's like my soul's like, hey, Ashley, and I'll link below where I channel 3 rabbi priests. I channel Rabbi Yeshua, the Rebbe, as well as Rabbi Yosef Yitzchak Sneerson. And right before I got the divine revelation, right after I got the divine revelation, like, hey, Ashley, why do you channel all of us, the Jewish priests? Oh, because you were a Jewish priest and high priestess in your past lives or other dimensional incarnations, multidimensional incarnations. On top of that, the Jewish teachings and divine wisdoms are channeled by and to humans of planet Earth by celestial ancestral forces. Humanity, we are all children of Abraham. We are all worthy, deserving of the understanding that we are one with God, that we are our promised lands, and our promised lands are gifted unto us. Shall we seek within to remember that we are our promised lands, or we are one with all things, that we are divine presence, experiencing divine presence, in order to grow and evolve divine presence into more wellness and balance for the upliftment and regeneration of all of divine presence or all things. Channeling Hitler today once more. And this is an open forum style for all the ancestors, Rabbi Yeshua or Jesus Christ, the Rebbe, Rabbi Yosef Yitzchak Sneerson, Hitler, as well as Tahuti, as well as Thoth the Atlantean. Tahuti and Thoth the Atlantean are Egyptian. Tahuti is an Egyptian god or high priest, right? And then Thoth the Atlantean is an Atlantean high priest or master of reality, master rememberer of reality. Thoth the Atlantean is a master rememberer, high priest of reality. Tahuti is a master rememberer of reality, or a god, Egyptian god. We'll be channeling both of them today. They are each other in different dimensions, multidimensional existences of each other, or stark polarizing energies or harmonious energies manifested and seemingly different or varying frequential patterning or manifestations, incarnations at the same time. We talk about that. We talk about the power of remembering our multidimensionality, or remembering the master remembrance of existential nature, of divine presence, of energy, and how we are all one. Remembering this, and how this shows up when you meet another being that mirrors your energy so starkly, mirrors your energy to a T, mirrors your energy to a degree, the opposite polarizing force or harmonious force. That's Hitler and Tahuti. I mean, not Hitler and Tahuti, baby, that's all of us. But that's Tahuti and Thoth the Atlantean. They were mirrored energies, and they talked about how they met, baby, back in Egypt when Thoth the Atlantean came after Atlantis had failed. Because that happens, universal law of rhythm, creation happens in ups and downs. When Atlantis had failed, Thoth the Atlantean brought some of his people to Egypt and Tahuti, and Thoth the Atlantean met, and they talk about, baby, shoot, baby, I was reminded I have a lot, I had growing to do, baby, because I was like, ooh, you got a problem? Just because the energy was just so, we had contrast. We had to talk about it. And who else? Baby, I don't know if they went into a room together by themselves, but that's none of our business. Let's focus on I don't know if they went into a room by themselves together, baby. And truly it is our business, because, we're all one. But let's not be messy. We trying to grow and evolve. We don't want to be a drama-filled society forever. Let's just call a spade a spade. And my soul told me this earlier. Hey, Ashley, admit that y'all like drama. Because the only way to heal is to reveal. Because I'd be like, oh my gosh, I don't like drama. Like, I don't like conflict. Oh my, baby, I'll be lying to myself. Why we got so much drama and conflict on our TV that we watch? But the highest rated shows in our reality are the most drama-filled shows with conflict. Why do we have so much conflict and drama in our reality? Because we choose it. My soul said, hey, Ashley, admit that you like drama and conflict. So, baby, in order to heal it, you got to reveal it. Reveal it to yourself. You like drama and conflict. Admit that. I admit it. To be able to garner the wisdoms, to heal and grow, and to create things that create wellness and abundance for all, upliftment for all. So I don't know if Tahuti and Thoth the Atlantean went into a room by themselves and, baby, talked it out as men. Let's say they talked it out as grown rememberers, or grown master rememberers of divine creation. Let's say they just talked it out and channeled the codex or something. Baby, channeled the emerald tablets. Just maybe they worked together on the emerald tablets. We don't know. It's a joke. Let me not rewrite history. It's a joke, y'all. Respect to all the ancestral forces. So Hitler, he talks about it when I channel him, about why he did what he did, and what he was feeling, what he was thinking, and what he feels and thinks now, because everything is always existing in what mechanics of thermodynamics. Energy is neither created nor destroyed, but it changes form. He's like, I still exist, and whenever I represent in our reality, because it's still our reality, in a way that I'm perceptive to your touch, taste, sight, smelling, hearing, like y'all can see me in we call it the tangible. I hope y'all forgive me. So that's linked below, a channel from Hitler. And again, we're also channeling the energy of the Holocaust today. Give me 1 second, y'all. I need to grab my pen. I didn't realize, I didn't consciously know that Thoth the Atlantean was going to be, Tahuti as well as Thoth the Atlantean was going to appear in this, energetically, in this channeling through myself, in this transmission. But, you know, hey, the more the merrier. I can handle it. I'm going to be okay. I just got to breathe and stay heart-centered and allow for the upliftment and regeneration of all things, and so it shall be. Mashallah, inshallah, bismillah, ashe, shalom, namaste. Ashe. If I haven't said ashe yet. Okay, y'all. So the intentions are to create a healing transmission to allow for every human to be liberated at the soul from any strife, anger, resentment, fear around the Holocaust and our existential nature. I hope these wisdoms and energies free your soul, your ancestry soul, so that we all remember and lift up, raise our vibrations and our thought patterns to embody our divine remembrance. Because we know how to be divine. It's just remembering it by adjusting our frequential patterning or our energy, raising our vibration. And to raise our vibration, we have to face or do our shadow work, go inside, do our shadow work, and face the resentment, anger, sadness, fear. Shine light on it or garner the wisdom from it. Why am I feeling like this? What is this coming from? Oh, your ancestor 2 generations ago, they died in the Holocaust. You ain't even know that, but I'm telling you now, I'm so sorry. Let's heal it. Let's face it. And y'all will meet again. Baby, we're in the resurrection of divine creation. We're all lifting in unity, and every dimension of God's creation will co-create in a way that we perceive that we are one. All right, I'm going to go ahead and sit back. You're more than welcome to close your eyes, as I will do the same. I'm going to transcendentally channel, so I'm going to close my eyes and let the ancestral forces chime in by name. They're going to say their name, and they're going to say whatever they want to say to add to this transmission, to free liberate souls into wellness, balance, the embodiment, beingness, and projection of our promised lands or our limitless potentials. Again, you're more than welcome to close your eyes to allow any energies and messages to permeate you, and which would like to, in order to assist you with aligning more consciously to your limitless potentials. Please leave whatever energies and messages that do not resonate with your heart space. Remember, don't replace anything that you hear within Kingdom Things Podcast or experience within Kingdom Things Podcast with your professional medical advice. Thank you, ancestral forces. Thank you, thank you. I see it only fit, Ashley, that opened this transmission. It's nice to be meeting with you once again. It's been a while since we've sat down and had a formal chat within your podcast, within Kingdom Things Podcast, to assist with the liberation of the human soul. Jesus Christ, Rabbi Yeshua is speaking. We are one humanity. We are one energy manifested as many. As Ashley sits in a chair and channels Rabbi Yeshua, there is no difference between Ashley and Rabbi Yeshua but the faculties of your bodies, the synapses of your brains, the normalization of your perception of reality that says Ashley is sitting in a chair rather than Rabbi Yeshua. We are one. Thank you, Ashley, for allowing my presence within this transmission. Thank you, Rabbi. Thank you, Rabbi. Thank you, Rabbi. Yes. Rabbi Yosef Yitzchak Schneerson present and presenting myself on this transmission in a way to tell you, humanity, I'm not okay with the Holocaust. I'm unsettled by the Holocaust, still in my 6D form, my 6-dimensional form, or in a dimension of reality other than your perception of creation. I'm not okay with the Holocaust. Ashley knows well that I am still growing and learning, which means humanity, be patient with yourselves. Be generous with yourselves with a love and unconditional love in which you extend to yourselves, even when you feel or your reality says you are not being in a way that is just to be in your promised land, understanding that you are your promised land in every moment. You're never separate from your promised land. Welcome home, humanity. Thank you, Ashley. The man of the hour, quotation marks, the man of the hour, question mark, the man of the hour. I want to interject because Hitler's energy and the way he wants to present is flowing through. And I'm like, shoot, it's hard to play a character like this. God told me I got the divine wisdom. Everywhere that we show up in reality, Ashley, if you see something in your reality or someone in your reality and what you fear or you project thought patterns that says that that person is less worthy to be alive, or you don't want to be that person. You would never want to play that person's role. Be appreciative, because every dimension of reality is needed, necessary, pertinent to the evolution of all things. Let me sit back and allow this process. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Ashley. I wanted her to express this because she has said in her inner space, it must be hard to play a character like me. It must be hard to be a character, a manifestation of the divine called Hitler. It must be hard to be the manifestation, to be because there are many dimensions of Hitler, Ashley. It must be hard to be a manifestation of Hitler, a manifestation of the divine presence called Hitler. Many manifestations as you know me, in many dimensions and timelines or parallel universes of creation that collapse and refract and shift and change to create Hitler in the way that Hitler shows up in every dimension of reality. Thank you, Ashley. This is not going like I thought it would. Like, I'm getting a lot of enlightenment, but I'm like, dang, ooh, baby. A lot of enlightenment. But like, I did not expect these energies and these wisdoms. I am gratitude. Let me release. Let me, baby, let go. And let this be what it's going to be. Close my eyes. Open my heart space. Thank you for welcoming me into this transmission, though the Atlantean speaking. I have met with Ashley in many planes, dimensions of reality. In this incarnation as Ashley, she is aware of her dimensionality as Ashley of Katy, Texas, more than she is aware of her dimension as Ashley of Atlantis, of the 2025, as you know it, when it comes to time, existence of Atlantis. She studies as a high priest. We are one, man and woman. In many planes of reality, to be here as Ashley-Nicole Phillips in Katy, Texas, to share these wisdoms to humanity, for humanity of planet Earth, of your dimensionality, to awaken to the remembrance that you are one with all divine presence, to the remembrance that you have been created and chosen to be masters of remembrance, or awaken within the dream from an amnesiac state to super existence of benevolent intentions to uplift all things through your remembrance that you are one, tandem with all things, limitless potentials. Thank you, Ashley. Y'all, thank you, Dr. Atlantean. Thus far, thank you, Hitler. Thank you, Rabbi Yosef Yitzchak Sneerson. I know we need to hurry it up because my phone's running low on battery. And the ancestral forces and the universal forces said we want to make it short. We don't want to do a long form like you're thinking. We want to do it the way we want to do it. So I'm like, okay. Thank you so far. Thank you so much so far. Rabbi Yosef Yitzchak Sneerson, Jesus or Rabbi Yeshua, Hitler, the Atlantean. Whenever I feel these energies run through my body, baby, I feel like stop, dropping, and rolling because the energies are so present. Thank you, ancestral forces. Thank you, Ashley. The energy of the Holocaust is present. I want to thank you for allowing our energy, the energy of Holocaust and dimensionalities of creation to converge and collapse within your inner space, to heal, to uplift, to remember all the souls that were affected consciously and unconsciously by the Holocaust, that we are never victims of anything. We are perpetrators of everything we experience in order to remember ourselves into greater remembrance. Thank you, Ashley. Ooh-wee. 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 So I perceived the energy of the Holocaust, just like it stated, it dropped into my body for me to stay heart-centered, to be the remedy, to uplift up the vibration of the Holocaust. So what we focus on, we garner wisdoms from the experience on a quantum level. Every dimension, energy that's ever been affected by the Holocaust, which all is one, so every dimension of creation. I just laid down. I just got back up. Shoot. In all my content, I use comical energies to help myself heal and to work through super duper heavy energies. I actually have Kingdom Things podcast, Goddess Talk Comedy Edition, where baby, I use funnies, the energies of comedy, to uplift super heavy energies. So I was just messing with my ear. I said, shoot. I just got it, baby. I just laid down, baby. I just got back up. My soul's like, hey, actually, whenever I put my timer on my phone on 15 minutes, because baby, I broke out and I was just crying. I was healing. I was releasing, and I was perceiving death and families and being as people and gas chambers and being slain and murdered. And I'm like, whoa. Okay, so I just doubled over and started crying. And then my soul's like, hey, Ashley, the one of all the things like, hey, Ashley, lay down, put your timer on 15 minutes on your phone, lay down for 15 minutes and just stay heart-centered and be the remedy, be the healing. I got back up because my soul's like, whenever you're ready, Ashley, it was 2 minutes, baby, because, you know, time is relative. The ancestors, we made 15 minutes in our time, which is like 20 seconds. This is 2 minutes, like, whenever you're ready, Ashley. They were like, be the healing, be the healing. Get up whenever you're ready, be the healing, be the healing. I'm like, okay, shoot. My hair's still messed up. I gotta fix it real quick. That's what that was. I gotta fix my hair real quick. Be the healing. Soul space is like, why'd the Holocaust happen, Ashley? Hashem, the oneness of all things, was like, why'd the Holocaust happen, Ashley? To no longer choose chaos. To no longer choose drama. To no longer choose conflict. To no longer choose chaos. Or chaos. The Kabbalah story about the creation of creation, beginning of space and time, 6, 7 spheres of energy came together. I channel 6 spheres within the podcast. Kabbalah has it as 7 spheres. The divine said, actually, semantics. Just know that you came from spheres of creation. What can you learn about yourself? 6 spheres of creation came together. As channeled by Ashley-Nicole Phillips and Kingdom Things podcast. 6 spheres of creation came together at the beginning of space and time with the intentions to create a more omnipotent, well-balanced, sentient force, limitless force. Chaos ensued. Whenever creation needs something to continue to grow and evolve, it naturally produces it. That's where galactic creation, the spawning of space and time, baby, where we draw from, where we stem from, the human being of planet Earth, we stem from space and time within the paradigm of space and time, galactic creation. Galactic creation, the paradigm of space and time, came into fruition as what? Fruit, produce from the divine creation, the oneness of all things, or infinite potentials, natural, benevolent disposition to continue to produce fruit, to continue to grow and evolve. 6 spheres of creation came together at the beginning of space and time to create a more omnipotent, benevolent, limitless, unconditionally loving, sentient force, infinite force. Chaos ensued. Galactic creation, space and time ensued. With creation's natural disposition to produce whatever it needs to continue to grow and evolve limitlessly. Chaos ensued. Galactic creation, space and time ensued. To allow as factors, dimensions, realms, beings to assist with balancing out the chaos, creating order out of the chaos, creating limitless potential, order out of chaos. It's our origin story. The Holocaust was produced, ensued, in order to assist with divine presence, manifested within the dimensions and potentials, illusion of space and time, to stop choosing chaos, to choose peace, wellness, balance by the experience of understanding or perceiving the effects, the butterfly effect of choosing chaos. How choosing chaos ripples out destruction for the masses or infinite creation or the oneness of all things. It's a lot of darkness. When you shine light on the darkness, we get wisdoms, we get alchemy, we get potentials, we get combustion, we get evolution, we get growth. Thank you, energy of the Holocaust. I'm going to sit back and we're going to channel the Rebbe as well as Tahuti. Thank you, ancestral forces. I will begin this sector of the channeling Tahuti, of the great god, goddess, Egyptian, ancient Egyptian pantheon, present, past, and of the now. You call us ancient. We are present, past, and of the now. We are resurrected. We were never laid. We were never slayed. We are past, present, and of the now. Energetic form manifested in the tangible. We are possible through you, through our own incarnations, through the infinite creation that is existence. Thank you, Ashley. I'll get a bit theatrical today, Ashley, as this is a monumental occasion, as this transmission is created to awaken my people, the people of planet Earth, of God's creation, of infinite creation, to the remembrance that we are one in creation in a way that we can create and be in abundance and wellness and balance, and cry when the tears are necessary, and turn the tears into satiation of the soil, of the crops, of the abundance that are our promised lands, that are our existence, that are our limitless nature. Thank you, Ashley. Let's finish this out strong. Thank you so much, Tahuti. Thank you so much, the Rebbe. Thank you so much, Ancestral Forces, for joining today on today's Kingdom Things podcast transmission. Thank you, Rabbi Yeshua, Jesus Christ. Thank you, the Rebbe. Thank you, Rabbi Yosef Hitchcock Schneerson. Y'all, I'm in a lot of dimensions right now. A lot of energy's flowing, so I gotta read the ancestor's name off the page, so I don't remember nobody. Thank you, Rabbi Yeshua. Make sure I don't forget anybody. Make sure I don't forget anybody. Thank you so much, Rabbi Yeshua, Jesus Christ. Thank you, the Rebbe. Thank you, Rabbi Yosef Yitzchak Schneerson. Thank you, Hitler. Thank you, Tahuti. Thank you, Thoth the Atlantean. Thank you, energy of the Holocaust. Thank you for allowing humanity, myself, to be an uplifting force, to assist, create a butterfly effect of an uplifting force to quantumly shift into wellness and balance as a united culture, as a united creation, united way, called the oneness of all things, synonymous with the humanity of planet Earth, human culture of planet Earth. I want to thank you so much for joining me on this Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips transmission. I know y'all, we get mystical over here. My whole thing at the beginning of my journey, this Kingdom Things podcast, my ancestors put on my heart. Some of my ancestors put it on my heart to demystify the mystical. I know we get mystical over here. I know in our culture, a lot of this is considered taboo. Baby, this is science. Okay? This is multidimensionality, quantum physics, quantum mechanics. This is spirituality. This is one is consciousness. The one is, baby, the remembrance that we are master rememberers from a DNA level, that we're one with all things, tandem with all things. Again, thank you so much for joining this Kingdom Things podcast with me, Ashley-Nicole Phillips transmission. Like the video, share the content if it has assisted you in any way to help proliferate the Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips' journey to a healed and balanced human culture of planet Earth. Follow if you're watching on Spotify. Subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. I'm not only I don't only channel my healing energies and wisdoms into the podcast. I also do music. I love creating music. When I'm creating music, baby, I use my shaman capabilities. I actually started live sessions. Like I started doing lives on YouTube. Ashley-Nicole music on YouTube. Go subscribe. I do live sessions where I create music in my room, and I'm in the spirit deep, baby. Channeling healing energies. Powwow sessions where I'm in my inner space and the ancestral forces and oneness of all things. Like, hey, Ashley, look at this human paradigm. What does this mean to you? Okay, this is what it can mean. Look at the wisdoms. Let's uplift the energies. And now channel the healing energies and wisdoms into my music. Again, Ashley-Nicole music is available to stream on YouTube. Go over there. So many genres and melodies and lyrics that I hope bring you soul activation, soul satiation, joy, abundance, as we experience ourselves, our limitless potentials in this realm, our realm, called being a human culture of planet Earth, humanity of planet Earth. I'm also a home chef, y'all. I love intuitively cooking. I've been doing it since I was a little kid, a less remembered little kid. And now I'm a grown woman, and I'm more remembered, baby, a master rememberer, because remembering is an infinite journey. And I still love cooking in the kitchen, so much so that I made a show on YouTube. Magic Meals with Ashley-Nicole Phillips is available to stream, link below. Whatever the ancestors or the oneness of all things or myself tell me to put in the pot, the pan, the baking dish, this is what we put into the pot, the pan, the baking dish. Magic Meals with Ashley-Nicole Phillips, again, streaming on YouTube. We go to the grocery store, we get divine revelations, we do funnies, we joke, we laugh, we have a good time. I hope you enjoy the show, the channel, Magic Meals with Ashley-Nicole Phillips. A lot of content on that channel. I hope you enjoy it. I hope it brings you, again, soul satiation, soul wellness, soul activation, to remembrance of your limitless potentials. I'm also an author, y'all. I authored the Unconditional Love Literature Parcel. It was a part of my rapid remembering journey. My soul's like, hey, Ashley, you don't remember who you are. Sit down. We're going to remind you. Channel these books to yourself. I got the Unconditional Love Literature Parcel. It's a 3-part book series. The first 2 parts are Asiyah's story. Asiyah is a teenage girl growing up in a New York City foster care system. She's catalyzed onto her spiritual awakening journey when she meets her twin flame Chase in the hallway of her school, Manhattan Prep. A lot of existential crises happen to her. She experiences it to what? To grow and evolve into more of her more conscious perception and embodiment of her limitless potentials. First 2 parts, Asiyah's story. The 3rd part is My Other Half. One soul, 2 bodies, the infinite journey back home to God inside. One soul, 2 bodies, many lifetimes. They know they're supposed to co-create a love and a life together. Each lifetimes in different dimensions as human beings of planet Earth. The different dimensions say that their love can't work, or the conscious awareness, evolutionary status of the dimension realm of planet, as being human beings of planet Earth, says that their love can't work. They will co-create a love and a life together. Which love story, which lifetime, under which circumstances, the books are prophetic. Now available in the Amazon bookstore. If you're doing physical copies, it is 2 bindings. The 3 stories come in 2 bindings. The first 2 parts, Asiyah's story. The first book is Coming Home, the story of Asiyah. The second book is The Story of Asiyah, I'm Home. Comes in 1 binding called Asiyah's story if you're doing physical copies. The 3rd story, My Other Half, is the 2nd binding. It's called My Other Half. Link below, links below in the description of this video. If you're doing all digital downloads, 3 separate digital downloads, link below. And 1 link is linked below. You'll see there the digital downloads are linked below. $29.97 plus tax if you're doing all digital. $29.98 plus tax for all physical. 2 books, 3 stories. One is connection, energetic upliftment, y'all. I offer individual powwow sessions, private powwow sessions, which you can book below in the Kingdom Things Podcast Healing Home Square portal. That's where I channel healing energies and messages in which your soul or the oneness of all things or your ancestors want you to experience to become more consciously aware of your limitless potentials, to journey your life in a more remembered, mastered way, to be and project more of your limitless potentials. Again, the Kingdom Things Podcast Healing Home Square portal is linked below. If you want to just test the waters and see what the powwow sessions are like, we have the Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment. I have Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment now streaming on YouTube. It's a channel on YouTube where we do group powwow sessions, y'all. Whatever the ancestors channel to me to heal, tell us to heal through our inner spaces. I channel different transmissions that I publish within Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment to uplift the energies of limiting beliefs that created paradigms in our humanism to allow us we channel the energies to uplift the paradigms of limitation in our humanism to allow us to embody, be more consciously aware of our limitless potentials. Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment is linked below, streaming on YouTube. lastly, but certainly not least, I want to invite y'all to come take part in Asiyah's animated series. Asiyah's animated series stems from the Unconditional Love Literature Parcel universe. It's an animated series in which I channel many of my multidimensional, extrasensory perceptive, consciousness evolutionary journey experiences. I channel those experiences as well as healing energies from the experiences within the animated series to bring joy and wellness and fun to our reality in an extremely abundant way. I hope you perceive the abundance in Asiyah's animated series in the way I hope it activates your soul into more conscious awareness with ease and grace, as well as brings you enlightenment and entertainment, and you take joy out of viewing or partaking in the animated series. Asiyah's animated series is available to stream on YouTube, link below. AP Short Stories is my author's YouTube channel. You can stream Asiyah's animated series below. Again, AP Short Stories on YouTube. Let's go ahead and roll into an episode of Asiyah's story. Again, available to stream on YouTube, AP Short Stories on YouTube. I love you. Love on yourself. Self-love is the best love because you have to love yourself in the way in which you want your reality to love you back. Self-love is the best love because you are loving your truth. Give that love to yourself first. Self-love is the best love because it helps you perceive and be more of your limitless potentials to project your promised land that was exquisitely, masterfully created with your existence in mind to be a mirror of your highest potentials. I'm gonna see y'all later. Bye.
Between me and you, life is all that it's cracked up to be. Taking my dark moments with as much gratitude as I do my light, I'm able to perceive a wider scope of who I am. I am able to perceive more of my multidimensionality.
Which is available on Amazon books, in the Amazon bookstore. Coming from the story, my book. I wrote Palm Frites into my book. It's a restaurant in NYC. My book, Coming on the Story of Asiyah, followed by the story of Asiyah, I'm Home, is available in the Amazon bookstore. It's about what humanity is about to going through the great awakening, the great shift, where we wake up to our limitless potentials. So I wrote about palm frites in my book. I've been wanting to go to palm frites since I was a kid. I've been talking about palm frites for the last 3 months. I'm manifesting. I'm in New York City, NYC. Palm frites is 44 minutes that way if you walk, 8 minutes if you Uber, you know.
You rang? How can I assist you, dear Asiyah? Well, I'm on my flight to London, and I got a vision. Ashley-Nicole, please, Mindy, my dearest galactic ancestor, tell me what's going on here. I didn't know who else to ask about this, so I dropped into a deep meditation. And here you are. I'm always here, whenever you need me. Me and all of creation. You are a dimension of all of creation. I'm a character in a book?
Hey, my name is Asiyah, and I am an interdimensional being. I know. I just found out myself. Everything that I thought was my truth was a lie. I chose to continue this life because of the one thing that I know isn't a lie. Love.
What did you think the book of Akashic Records consisted of? Just as Ashley-Nicole authored you or channeled you into creation, your co-creator, Ashley, was written into creation herself. But you reside within a reality of infinite realities. The age of unconditional love you have been assisting to bring about. You, your co-creator Ashley, and all of creation have been assisting to create, will allow for all realities, dimensions, and creations to transcend space and time, to grow, learn, and love from and with one another, as one creation, one family. Well, I had such a great time in London. I saw Big Ben. I ate at one of my favorite restaurants that I'd never visited before, Bacchanalia, London. I stayed at the Claremont Victoria, right around the corner from Buckingham Palace. I visited the palace as well. I also graduated into my role as an ambassador of the universe. I know. It went like this. As I was awaiting London public transit to take me 0.6 miles away from my destination, Bacchanalia, London, I got an epiphany. I once told a friend, our bodies aren't dumpsters for all of our emotions. And I was reminded that I had been holding in a lot of resentment and anger over the years for being or presenting as other than who I was, for not allowing my soul or my true authenticity to breathe. I was reminded by my ancestors that me forgetting who I was, a goddess having a human experience, was a part of the makings of me. And not only was forgetting who I am a part of the makings of me, but it was for my protection. I had to develop the skills or karmic lessons to be able to wield the power that is me, myself, my God essence, my goddess essence. All of the resentment, anger, envy, jealousy, and rage I held within, I'm now able to observe with a subjective view, an objective view, detached from the energies and detach all people, places, and things from the thought patterns associated with this energy in order to create new thought patterns to utilize the energy to manifest a reality that I do want, a reality of wellness, a reality for abundance for all, a reality of abundance for all. I sit here on this bench in the park whenever I need space to be with myself. Okay, how do I present this one? Other dimensions of myself or my ancestors shared with me that there is such a thing as a shadow government here on planet Earth. Based off of my internal work, my shadow work, my astral travel, and my learnings with my spirit guides, I have the understanding that everything in creation is multidimensional. The government is multidimensional. Our governments are multidimensional. Who are the shadows lurking behind the light, or what we can perceive in our reality? The shadow government is actually angelic beings, the all, oneness, or God, assisting with humanity's and planet Earth's ascension. Everything we've experienced and everything that we will experience has served as tools for self-mastery to be able to wield our oneness, God power in physical form here in this realm of creation called planet Earth as human beings. As we all, as individual humans, continue to align with our internal gnosis or our soul's knowings or our soul blueprint, we will continue to extinguish any remnants of the amnesiatic states in which we created out of false pretense, in which we created out of the understanding that we are abundance, in which we created out of the understanding that we are dimensions and are God, Goddess.
I'm glad we were able to pencil each other in.
Me too. You know, our missions keep us busy. Super busy.
Yeah, I know. We just have to remember where our mission starts. Internal, our soul. Where we meet, our soul.
Yes and yes. Before I get into all the juicy astral details, you like my new hairstyle?
I really do. What inspired the do?
I'm not sure. I just wanted something different. Well, different for me anyways.
I love it, Asiyah.
Thank you. I'm so grateful for our bond, our connection. My internal knowings, intuition, God inside told me a while ago that we were created with each other's most wildest dreams and possibilities in mind. I definitely believe it now. If I had any doubts before, I have less doubts now.
Do you want to talk about it?
In front of the camera?
Cut! What are you talking about, Chase? Why don't you want to talk about it on camera, Asiyah? Asiyah? Chase is talking about some things that have implications on human nature and the planet. I'm not sure if I want to talk about it on camera yet. Well, Asiyah, you signed on to be a part of a show where you divulged the journey, your spiritual alignment, to hopefully encourage others that are going through similar things as yourself. You have to tell your truth, tell your story. It's going to be fine. Okay, Asiyah? Okay. I am a key.
I am a key.
And our union in this reality solidifies the solidarity of all of creation, the oneness of all things.
A new world. A God dream. My name is Asiyah, and I'm a teenage witch. Just kidding. I am a starseed. My story is much like humanity's story. I awakened to some pretty spectacular things about myself. Coming home, the story of Asiyah, followed by the story of Asiyah, I'm Home. The book series that introduces the book. After returning from a day's trip, I have read my attempts letter. He speaks of my father releasing him from imprisonment and the fate of death. He pleads for us to run away together. This plea is one of which I need no state to decline. My other half, available in the Amazon bookstore. I feel as though I was born here on earth to find you. I was created to find my person. The Unconditional Love Literature Parcel, now available in the Amazon bookstore.
I am a key.
I am a key.
And our union in this reality solidifies the solidarity of all of creation, the oneness of all things.
A new world. A God dream.